Hello everyone, my name is Dee. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome back if you have been here before. Today we are going to do a very quick reading, basically just to check in on your current connection, to see how this person feels about you, to see what the current energy is, and see what comes up. So with that said, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. If it does not resonate with you, then it is not meant for you. And with that said, for pile 1, we have malachite. For pile 2, we have ruby. And for pile 3, we have jade. Hello, pile 1, my malachite pile. Let's take a look at what is going on in your connection. Let's check in on it, see what's taking place, what's going on, how your person is currently feeling about you. Let's see what is going on, my pile 1s. We start out with the Two of Cups, which is a very lovely place to start. We have the Queen of Pentacles dropping to the floor. And last but not least, we have the Three of Cups. So what I feel like is taking place here for many of us, whether this has been a newer connection or an existing connection, we're beginning to feel even more and more comfortable around our person. When it comes to the Two of Cups, a lot of times this card for me will bring up perspective and how we're able to give our person the perspective that they need. They're able to give us the perspective that we need. And we feel like there's just this very open dialogue, very open communication, a very healthy communication style that exists between the both of us. The Two of Cups to me is going to bring up that we are compatible. We do have similar world views, life goals, core values. However, at the same time, we differ enough to where we're able to provide one another perspective, give one another advice, allow for one another to see things in a new way that we might not necessarily be able to see ourselves. The Two of Cups is also going to represent a very healthy, balanced, reciprocated type of connection where there's equal time, effort, and energy being put forth by both sides of this connection. There's mutual respect, mutual feelings, mutual love or light toward one another. The Two of Cups is just a very healthy and lovely way to start out a reading that I feel like continues to stay healthy and lovely. When we move forward to the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles is a card which is also going to represent comfort, stability, security. It's going to represent nurturing energy. Basically what I feel like when it comes to this Two of Cups and Queen of Pentacles, there's a huge indication that you and your person are there for one another, can depend on one another, can tell one another anything and everything. You both just feel an enormous amount of comfort when it comes to this connection. There's still a lot of love. There's still a lot of fun to be had because we have the Three of Cups. There's still chemistry, etc. and so on, but there's so much comfort within this connection. And it's not that that comfort is disallowing the connection to make positive movement forward. If anything, I feel like the comfort is allowing for the two of you to see that this is where y'all want to be for the rest of your lives. Like, this is the person who you want to be with for the rest of your lives, and so on and so forth. Lastly, I would say when it comes to the Queen of Pentacles, there's this huge indication that the both of you are building something here. You know, like you're building a life together. You're beginning to build the foundation of a relationship. Both of you see a very similar future. Both of you find stability and security from this connection and want to move it forward and want to make it even more stable and secure in regard to its commitment level. I feel like all in all, this is a connection which, whether it's fresh or whether it's established, is really close and has a very close, emotionally intimate bond with one another. And I feel like, to be honest, it's made stronger by the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a card of friendship. The Three of Cups is also a card of celebrations and socializing and compatibility. And I feel like when it comes to the both of you, you both fit into one another's worlds very well. The two of you, like, let's say if we're at the point where we've met family, we've met friends, we get along with them very well. If they've met our family or our friends, they get along with them very well. It's like the two of you just fit right into one another's lives. I feel like at the base level of this connection, there's not only the romance and the romantic attraction that comes through, that comes through with the Two of Cups, but there's also this deep level of friendship. The both of you consider one another your closest friend. You know, like this is a situation or this is a relationship where you're best friends and you're partners. And I feel like that's making this connection between you both even more strong or even more stable, even more secure, make it feel even more comfortable or even more safe for the both of you to be in, because you're able to be yourself. You're highly compatible with this person. You're able to talk to and confide in this person. You can communicate the way in which you're feeling, whatever that may be when it comes to you and this connection. You're able to go out and have fun together. You have mutual friends, or you are able to get along with one another's friends. There's just a lot going for this connection. I feel like all in all, whether this is new or whether this is established, this is certainly a connection that seems to be or it has the potential to be long lasting. The last thing that I want to do is just pull a couple of more, or really rather, I want to pull a couple of oracle cards just to see what else comes through as far as current energy of the connection, what's going on, how your person's feeling. Lost one to the floor, but the first card to pop out, not onto the floor, is Palm Tree. Palm Tree will bring up stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, flexibility, and then we also have the Meditate card. Meditate daily, follow your intuition, find inner peace and balance, alone or with partner. First of all, when it comes to the Palm Tree and the stability and security message, again, I feel like this is a connection that really provides that for the both of you. Not only that, but it's a connection that can grow throughout time. It's a connection where there's time, effort, and energy. There's compromise. There's strong communication. All in all, when we move forward to this Meditate card, the main thing, to be honest, that I want to pick up on this card is find inner peace and balance with partner. I feel like the two of you really have found someone who you can have a peaceful, loving, balanced, kind, loving, nurturing, fun relationship with. So I hope that makes sense. Let's get some more or a couple more oracle cards out here. We'll see what decides to jump out. We have physical intimacy. The topic is up for discussion. Choose healthy or balanced relationships, doing it for the right reasons. I'm happy that came up because there hasn't been really anything about, like, let's say, physical intimacy. But to see the physical intimacy card jump out, I would say that perhaps the physical intimacy within this connection, the attraction within this connection, the chemistry within this connection is also something that is very strong. You both have everything going for you when it comes to this connection, as it seems. And let's get one last card out here. Okay, we've got the Twin Flame cards, Yin Yang, Zen, Balance. Again, I feel like it's so funny how Balance came out so many times. Union, duality, coupling, complement each other. I feel like the complement each other makes a lot of sense. I feel like that melds into the compatibility. I feel like that melds into the way that you just seem to fit into one another's worlds. But again, I feel like this is a connection where there's a lot of balance. It's very peaceful. It's very harmonious, let's say. All in all, it just seems to be a very lovely relationship that has long-term potential. And it seems like the two of you are ready and wanting to start and build a life together. So I really, really hope that makes sense, my pile ones. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful weekend. Hello, pile 2, my ruby pile. Let's take a look at what your person is feeling about you. What is going on in this connection? Let's just do a very general check-in when it comes to this connection with your person, how it is that they're feeling, what's the current energy, what's going on within your connection. Okay, my pile 2s. We start out with the 7 of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the 6 of Pentacles. So pile 2s, I feel like there's kind of a variety of energy here, like in a sense, because typically I look at the 6 of Pentacles as a card of reciprocation, and hopefully that's something that is beginning to take place or has been taking place within this connection. But the 7 of Cups makes me a little wary. The 7 of Cups to me is going to be a card in which we have options. So that could be a little nod to you, but it could also be an indication that this person looks at you at times as an option, but they're not necessarily putting in the time, effort, and energy that they should be when it comes to this connection. As I always say, take what resonates and leave the rest. If it does not resonate with you, if it does not resonate with your connection, then it is not meant for you. But the 7 of Cups, again, I look at as a card that can be indicative of having options. And the Page of Wands is a card which is indicative of socializing and having fun and going out and making plans and even getting asked out. So for me, there's a couple of different things that could be going on here. This person that we are in a connection with views this as an option. They hit us up sometimes. We go out, we have fun, and we really feel like this person's reciprocating our energy. It could be that we have a lot of options. This person's one of them. They ask us out, and we see that we do have a very balanced relationship or reciprocation style in regard to a relationship. For me, there's just a strong indication that one or both, I don't want to even say it's one or both of you. I feel like both of you in regard to this situation have options. Both of you might be exploring this connection more so than other connections though, because of the chemistry and the passion and the fun that the two of you have when you guys are together. However, at this point in time, it could be possible that neither you nor they exactly want to settle down. And that would lead me to say that if we are looking for somebody to settle down with, if we're looking for somebody that's all about us, knows what they want, they know they want us, and they're settling down or want to settle down, then this connection might not exactly be the connection that you are looking for or hoping for in regard to this person, because there is this indication of exploring other options. When the two of you are together, the two of you are having fun, there's chemistry, there's passion, there's excitement. You know, genuinely the two of you have fun with one another. You can relate to one another in regard to your senses of humor. And you can even relate to one another in the sense that you will do nice stuff or say nice stuff to one another. But I just feel like for some of us, when it comes to that 6 of Pentacles, we might be getting breadcrumbed. You know, like we might get this person's time, effort, and energy in spurts. This person might be looking at us as an option. They might be looking at us as somebody that they give a little bit to, they get a little bit back from, and then they go and they are off exploring what their other options might be. And I guess also let me preface this by saying, you know, like we say, or I say, take what resonates, leave the rest. But at the same time, I wouldn't be telling you new information here. You'd be dealing with someone that maybe you're in a situationship with, or you're friends with benefits with, or you've gone on a couple of dates with. You've been dealing with someone that you've already picked up on the vibe that they're breadcrumbing you. You've already picked up on the vibe that they're not settling down with you because there's other people they're talking to or seeing. So like, I'm not telling you information that you are not already aware of, which is especially why it's so important to take what resonates and to leave the rest. But anyway, aside from that, I feel like you also have options in this situation. You also have the capability of going out on other dates and seeking out some of these other options that you have. And you have the option and the opportunity to find someone who reciprocates your energy and to find someone who wants to create stability and security with you versus whatever the heck this breadcrumbing situation might be. So I hope that makes sense. Let's get a couple of oracle cards out here to see what other vibes we can pick up on my pile twos. We start out with reckless, acting recklessly, getting lit, highly volatile relationship or personality, use precaution/protection. Now, for me, it's mainly going to be the use precaution. Be protective of yourself and use protection, but be protective of yourself when it comes to this person. This person might be great for a fun time, but you know that this isn't the person that you're going to settle down with. I don't know if I want to relay this message, but I will because I just heard it. But it's kind of like you're well aware of the fact that this person isn't someone that you want to settle down with, so don't get upset when things don't work out. I don't know if that makes sense. It could, of course, be, but that's basically, I guess what I'm trying to say here is that's the message that I'm picking up on. Somebody needed to hear that message of, this isn't the person for you, so don't get upset when things aren't working out in the way that you want them to, because you know that this is not someone that you want to settle down with. You know that this is not someone that you want to, have a life with. You know that this is someone that you're having fun with for now. So don't take this as seriously as maybe you do when this person disappoints you and this person pulls back their energy. In the sense that we've been through this before, either with this person or with somebody from our past. We know what this person is about. And we totally have the option of backing away and moving on from this connection because we ourselves don't seem to be too emotionally invested in this person anyway. I feel like what could be happening with some of us is we get so disappointed or we get so hurt or we get so upset, not so much because of this person and their behavior, but because this is the type of behavior that we've dealt with over and over and over again within our love lives. And then it begins to beg the question of, when the fuck am I going to meet someone that is good for me or right for me? When the fuck am I going to meet someone that's going to reciprocate my energy, and so on and so forth? Because just to go back to the reckless card, this person does act recklessly with your feelings. This person isn't the best and the brightest of relationship partners or flings. So I hope that makes sense. We move forward to the personality traits card. And this card's going to bring up funny, great personality, compatible, resonance and connection, sunny and light interactions. To me, it brings up a message of keep it light. Keep it light when it comes to this person. This connection is perhaps, for many of us, again, take what resonates and leave the rest. This connection perhaps isn't that serious for many of us. For many of us, it is a situation or a fling of some sort. A friend with benefits of some sort. But when it comes to the funny and the great personality, aside from whatever weird, breadcrumbing stuff they might be doing, you do have fun with this person when you see them. You do feel like this person's got a great sense of humor. Their sense of humor matches yours. But that might be where the compatibility ends, if that makes sense. We move forward to the card, leaving space. Give yourself time to heal. The right one can't come if the wrong one is there, and clear a draw for them. I don't think that we should be clearing a draw for this person because they do not seem worth your time, but I do feel like the rest of the messages on that card make sense. Give yourself the time and the space that you need to heal right now. And I feel like a lot of it's not just about whoever this person is that we're connecting with right now. It's about a series of connections that we've had, throughout time. The right one can't come if the wrong one is there. I feel like, again, if we've got our energy mixed up with this person, if we are at times pursuing this person, even though we know that they're not settling down with us, and if something that we deeply want right now is to settle down with someone else, it's obviously going to be difficult to allow someone new in our life if we're still pursuing this person. So there's that. And let's get one last card. We have friend zoned. Still friends, just friends. Someone likes someone else only as a friend, not relationship material. To be honest, I don't really, maybe for some of us, yes, this is a friend zoned situation. You know, maybe that's why this person's exploring other options. We have fun together, but this person doesn't reciprocate our energy. So yeah, maybe for some of us, this is a friend zoning type of thing that's been taking place, and this person only views us as a friend. My favorite thing on that card, though, in relation to all of the different things that have come up during this reading, is that this person is not relationship material. This person is not capable of giving love the way in which you need to receive it. This person's not at a point in their life where they are ready and willing to settle down. This person's not at a point in their life where they're ready to get off whatever bullshit they're on. So pile 2, I hope that that makes sense for those of us who it is meant to resonate for. As always, again, if it doesn't resonate with you, then it's not meant for you. Other than that, thank you so much, my pile 2s. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful weekend. Hello there, my pile 3s, my jade pile. Let's do this little check-in to see what is going on in your connection. How is your person currently feeling? What's the current energy? What is going on here? We start out with the 7 of Pentacles. We have the Judgment card. And falling to the floor, last but not least, we have the Well. So, I feel like right now what's taking place in this connection, I love the fact that Judgment is in the middle. Judgment has, for a while now, been bringing this message of, I have decided, especially when it comes to love readings, particularly because Judgment, of course, can be indicative of us making decisions, can be indicative of us having good judgment. But here I feel like it's also this indication of this person really feeling like they see you for who you are and really loving you or liking you for who it is that you are, depending on how long we have been with this person. So when we start out with the 7 of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles to me can be about us plotting and planning. It can be about us starting or building a life together, taking those like first steps toward it. So maybe for some of us, this is a budding relationship, whatever the case might be. But I feel like it has different implications. It's really just based on what your current commitment status or what your current commitment level is with this person. Like, for example, if we just started dating this person sees that there's potential for a long-term future, and this person's decided that they want to continue to get to know you. They want to continue to allow for the feelings that they're already having for you to grow. They've decided that they see that this is a connection where the both of you really seem to be compatible, have similar core values, have similar goals in life, that the both of you want a lot of the same things, that you're both highly compatible. I feel like the Well a lot of times will bring up a well of emotions. It's also a card that can be about creation and creating something. And I feel like for those of us that are in a newer connection or a newer relationship, you and this person are literally taking those first steps to create and to have a very happy and healthy relationship with one another. And for those of us that have a more so established connection with this person, it's more so about building a life together. You know, like this person wants to continue forward with you. They've decided that, you know, this is where, like, you are the person, especially, again, I'm going to say, like, for those of us that are in, let's say, like, relationships with this person, have a longer term relationship with this person, there's just this very strong indication when it comes to the 7 of Pentacles, like, this person is involving you in every step of the way when it comes to their own future. In the sense that they see such a strong future with you, or like they have such a strong vision of their future with you that they can't imagine their life any other way. So when it comes to things like needing to make decisions for your futures together, this person's always keeping you in mind. The well, to me, is going to indicate like this person feels like and inherently knows, they just have this inner knowing that you are the person who they are going to settle down with, that you are the person that they want to settle down with, etc. and so on. And I feel like for newer connections, there's this more so feeling of they view this connection as having a lot of potential for being something long lasting. But again, we might still be at the stage where this person feels like there's potential here, so they've made the decision to continue to get to know you. They've made the decision to continue to pursue you. They've made the decision to continue to build the emotional and the physical intimacy that exists between the both of you. All in all, I feel like regardless of what type of connection or relationship you have with this person at this point in time, this person sees a future with you, and they know that they want to continue onward with you in whatever way it makes sense. You know, whether it's they're going to continue to take you out on dates or continue to get to know you, whether it's they're going to continue to show up for you and plan with you and make long-term plans for the future with you. This person knows that you are the person that they want to be with, and they're continuing onward. They're deepening the level of commitment. They're reciprocating your energy. They are, you know, making plans for your future together. They're perhaps even like planning certain things out with you, whether it's we're trying to plan a trip together, whether we're trying to plan moving together, whatever the case might be. But I feel like this person feels like, even when it comes to judgment and that inner knowing or feeling like they know the real you, the well is certainly going to indicate that the both of you have a very deep spiritual and emotional and even physical connection with one another. You know, the both of you have really taken time to get to know one another, or again, if this is newer, you are going to take the time to get to know one another on that deeper spiritual connection or emotional connection type of way. But this person really feels like they know the real you because of how open and vulnerable you have been with them. And I feel like that's vice versa. You feel like you've seen and you know the real them because of how open and vulnerable they've been with you. All in all, I feel like this is a connection that has a lot of potential. I feel like the both of you put in work when it comes to this connection. The two of you reciprocate one another's energies. The two of you are there for one another. The two of you are doing whatever it is that you can to build a strong foundation of this relationship, or to continue to build upon the foundation of the relationship you've already built. I feel like with that Judgment card, the both of you at times too, like you're very realistic, you're very practical when it comes to this relationship, in the sense that you put time, effort, and energy into the practical things that are going to make this connection more stable and more secure, but you're also putting time, effort, and energy into the emotional side of this connection as well. So it kind of, what it leads me to feel like is, for a lot of us, whether this is new or old, you both approach this connection from with a practical lens, and I guess I'll use the term almost like an emotional lens, where we are doing things for one another and with one another to build the relationship up. But we also are so there for one another emotionally. We also have these deep conversations with one another. We spend quality time with each other, etc. and so on. So it's like, yeah, there's real physical things happening here. When it comes to, like, let's say for a newer connection, it could be something as simple as like asking you out on a date, taking you out on a nice date. Maybe that's like a real / practical thing. Not like the emotional side of it isn't real, obviously, but it's like that's like a practical thing that this person's doing to try to spend time with you, to try to woo you, etc. and so on. But this person's also showing up for you in an emotional way or in a spiritual way. This person's also spending that quality time, having these deeper conversations, opening up to you, showing their emotionally vulnerable side, etc., and so on. And I feel like for older or more established connections, it's like the practical side of it is this person could be literally working, like at work, saving up money to try to buy a house for the two of you to move into. But again, on the emotional side of it, there's that continuing to be there for one another, continuing to open up to one another, continuing to have very healthy communication with one another, and so on and so forth. So we have practical work being done, and that connection, or like the emotional work, perhaps I could say, is also still being done because of how the two of you have never really stopped. It's almost like the two of you have never really stopped, or are not at a point where you've stopped yet getting to know one another and being there for one another, etc., and so on. Whatever the case might be, I hope that makes sense in some type of way. But regardless, it just seems like to me that this is a connection where the two of you can learn from and grow with one another throughout time. Let's get some oracle cards out here to see if we could catch any other vibes from them. And we start out with the card, What a Catch. An ideal partner or mate, abundance, self-esteem, value. The answer is yes, and marriage material. I feel like a lot of things on that card make sense when it comes to this connection, that both of you see that there's potential for a long-term commitment here, that both of you are working toward the same future together, and that in a lot of ways this person has been an ideal match for you. And I feel like that's what makes one of those messages from Judgment so much more important. Like, you've seen the real them, they've seen the real you, and the both of you, that's only made the two of you feel like you're even more meant for one another. That's only made you feel even more like this person's the one for you, and them view you as the person that's meant for them. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, we have Made with Love, a gift from the heart, sentimental, an offering or contribution, try new things, be there, and being supportive. So for me, I feel like that's something that very much so comes through with the well, that being there, being that emotional support, being loving, kind, uplifting, genuine toward one another. But again, this gift from the heart, an offering or contribution, I feel like goes back into the practical side of this connection, that there's times where, like, it's not just like I guess I don't know of a good way to describe this. I'm sure there's like a very simple word that I can use to try to describe the vibe that I was picking up on before, and that the Made with Love card brings up for me now. But it's like, this person can be your shoulder to cry on, or this person could be giving you a real physical gift in a practical sort of way in order to build this connection up. And for many of us, I feel like, or really for all of us, the way that this message is coming through is that they're doing both. Like, they're there for you in an emotional way, in a spiritual way, in a mental way, if that makes sense. In these things that aren't tangible type of way, they are there for you and they are supportive of you. But there's also real tangible things that this person does for you that is also building this relationship. I hope that makes sense. Let's get at least two more cards out here in my pile threes. We've got communication. So address concern without attacking the person. Communication is the issue, a healthy, loving dialogue. To be honest, based upon everything else that has come up during this reading, I would say that we have a very healthy and loving dialogue with one another. That communication is one of the strong suits of this connection. And flying out of the deck, we had the Sunshine card. Good vibes, happy times, positive attitude, things going well. The answer is yes. But for me, that healthy, loving dialogue goes right back into the fact that there's very strong emotional intimacy and a very strong emotional connection between you and this person. That being there on a like mental, emotional, spiritual level, as well as on a physical level, is something that the both of you provide to one another. There is this healthy, loving dialogue when it comes to communication, and things are going exceedingly well when it comes to this connection between you both. And I feel like this connection definitely has the potential for things to continue to go exceedingly well. So I do hope that this makes sense, my pile threes. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful weekend.